Greetings, Adam here, and I want to start a series of videos based on my North American wood turtles. I want to start off right away saying that these are all 100% legal captive raised animals from 100% legal adults. I did purchase these last year from Chris Leone of Garden State Tortoise. I would recommend, if you're looking for any turtle or tortoise and you are in the United States, to contact Garden State Tortoise before looking elsewhere. Absolutely 100%. Moving on, the reason I mention the legality of these animals is everywhere they occur, they are either threatened or endangered, and this turtle is in serious need of help due to habitat loss and overcollection over the years for the pet trade. Where it does occur, it is not legal to keep other than the state of New Jersey, as far as I know. It's from essentially the northeastern part of the United States, but also south of the Virginias and west through the Great Lakes areas, Michigan, into Minnesota. At one time, there was an isolated population somewhere in Iowa. I don't know if that exists at this time any longer. And also all the way in through Canada, some parts of southern Canada, to Nova Scotia. This is a very cold tolerant species, and this is my first go around with them. So I don't want this series of videos to be me reading off of a care sheet. It's going to be more or less my experiences with the animals as they grow up. I'm definitely not going to have any type of set schedule for these. I will make update videos as I see fit, or, you know, if it's interesting, I don't want to hammer home the same things or show the same type of footage over and over. But as far as starting off, I'm just going to kind of talk about, turtles in general. For me, I pretty much have turtles my entire life at one point or another. I think I had my first turtle when I was about, 10 or 11. And I've had at least one turtle under my care, God, probably for the last 20 years. There was a brief period where I didn't have them. I was a teenager. So right now I'm just kind of narrowing down the species that I want to keep, species that I can keep outdoors either all year round or the majority of the year, and either hibernate them outdoors or artificially. That is the goal with these, to keep them outside in a very naturalistic enclosure as large as I can make it. I did do something like this for my colony of three-toed box turtles, and I do have a video of that if you care to listen to me babble on and on for close to half an hour. I'll leave the description, or I'll leave the link to that video in the description. But I'm going to do something similar on a more grand scale with a much larger water feature, and just try to make a small forest out of the enclosure, essentially. But at this time, I am keeping them inside, and I haven't begun anything. I do want to move them outside for the summer and into the fall, but it's going to be a small outdoor enclosure, something very secure. At this time, they are, although they're growing incredibly fast, I need to protect against predators, especially anything that can fly into the enclosure. So definitely a secure top, not like what I have for the box turtles, which I'm using an electric fence. I'm definitely going to be doing something with a top, at least until they get larger, and that may be down the road, possibly towards the end of fall. I'm thinking they're going to be close to 4 inches, at least some of them. This is the fastest growing turtle I've ever had. So last October, I did receive 8 of these from Chris Leone, as I said before, Garden State Tortoise, and these animals were born at his facility last year. I'm guessing probably sometime in August. So they're not even a year old yet at this point. And they are getting really quick. I'm already did experience an issue on my end, where just like keeping African cichlids, I've experienced some bullying. This was no major physical damage whatsoever, but just food in general. So I did end up moving two of the animals that were kind of lacking behind in growth to their own enclosure, and they've been doing great since that time. So much more outgoing and eating like hogs. So moving forward with these videos, you know, I'm going to be including just mostly my experiences and what I'm doing as far as their care goes. As I said before, I don't want it to sound like I'm just copy and pasting some internet article. I've certainly done a ton of research. I've asked a ton of questions, and I've got some good resources to fall back on concerning care. So things I will go over, you know, housing, feeding, temperature, you know, basic husbandry type things. And once I get started on doing something for them outside, I'll definitely include that as well, and anything else that I think might be interesting about them. This is not your typical fish tank turtle. This is a very active creature, demands a lot of space, and that's what I plan on doing with these guys. And I'm looking forward to it, just like I like setting up my aquariums in a natural fashion. I really had a good time doing that with the box turtle stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing, you know, something like a creek or stream design and do a shallow pond, pool, basin for these guys. That is my plan at this time. That would be their end game home. So that's certainly down the road. Oh, in closing here, that was pretty much what I wanted to cover in the first video, some basic stuff. And just want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and you take care now.